Hi. This is our last speech, and I'm kind of excited about it. Topic 1, my favorite memory. That's so easy for me. Every time somebody asks, I get excited. It was 18 years ago on October 22nd. I was 9 months pregnant with twins, and I had been in pain all day, and I just decided to go to the hospital and get checked. And my ex-husband immediately was like, I've got to find a soda. If I'm going to stay up all night, I've got to get some soda. So he goes and he's looking for Mountain Dew. And back then, cell phones didn't really work, in the hospitals especially. And so they checked me, and I was already 9 centimeters dilated. And so for the ones of you that don't know about that, that means you're getting ready to have your babies. And so they immediately were like, let's do an ultrasound. They looked real quick, and they found that like one of my babies was laying here, and one of my babies was laying like sprawled out, which ironically is exactly like their personality. And so they decided they were gonna have to do an emergency C-section, and they're rolling me in, and my ex-husband, they had to call over the intercom because he was still gone. Very typical of him. But what is the most amazing part of the twins being born was the fact that on my road to having them, I had lost 4 babies. And I would carry them to some degree, and then their hearts would just stop. And I had experienced so much loss and so much grief. And I just was overwhelmed when I was pregnant with the twins, thinking, there's no way that they're gonna live. I kept waiting for a heartbeat to go or stop. I kept waiting to not feel them move. And so for them to live and then to be born was like the most amazing thing in the whole world. I just can't describe how joyful and blessed I felt that day. So that's my favorite memory. Topic 2 is something that I want, if I could have anything, and that's I want to retire. I want to be able to retire, I guess. Currently I'm at Myrtle Beach, which is what you're hearing is fireworks, etc. And I am 46. I want to be able to retire at 65. I want to be able to stop working. And, you know, the world is set up that we don't get to do that anymore. My family was a hardworking family. My dad worked endlessly on second shift for 30 years. And then he had to get another job to be able to support us still. And he had to keep insurance for my mother. And so he worked way into his 70s. And my mom picked up jobs, and I just don't want to have to struggle like that. I want to be set up so that at 65 I can retire and soon after be able to move here. I want to move to the beach, and I want to buy a house. Nothing fancy. I don't have to have a beach house. I just want a house here and be able to have my kids come and visit me. And I just don't want to do the grind anymore. I don't want to get up in the morning and come home by 5, and then by the time you make dinner, it's time to go to sleep. I don't want to do that. So I'm hoping that I get to retire. That's what my lifetime dream really is. Topic 3 is my pet peeve. It was easy, it came right up. My pet peeve is bad manners. I absolutely cannot stand people with bad manners. I don't understand it. I have a wife, I have 7 children, and I teach school. And I am around bad manners all the time. And you have to understand, I taught my kids to have good manners. And as adult children, they still have burping contests. And they're still passing gas and laughing about it. And I just don't get it. The kids in my classroom yawn, and they make this noise. And I just try to explain to them how rude that is. And I just don't understand the lack of learning from this era of kids, because when I grew up, my parents taught us not to, and we would have never burped out loud or passed gas, and my parents definitely didn't either. So I'm always surprised when I hear adults join in this with my kids or something, but that's definitely my pet peeve. I like people to have manners. I like them to know where and when to do something, and most importantly, I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear gross things. Topic 4 was my epiphany. I had to think about this one a little bit, but I think my epiphany at this point in my life is the role I am spending or having as a mom. It's changed. It changed the most, I guess, this year. I've had 7 kids. I've been a parent for a long, long time. And I was their everything. I fed them. I clothed them. I kept them safe. I had to take them to doctor's appointments. I took them to school. I did the meetings. When they had dances, I was the one that went with them to get dresses and tuxedos and those kinds of things. And in the mornings, I got them up. We got dressed. In the evenings, I was getting them to bed. And at this point in their life, they're adults now. And they don't really need me like that anymore. My house is very quiet. I do have a 16-year-old, but she's out and about all the time, and she too doesn't really need me much anymore. And I get really overwhelmed and kind of sad about that. But the epiphany, I guess, that I have is that my role as a mom has just changed. It's not over, it's changed. And what will happen is something will happen with one of my sons and their girlfriends, and they'll call and say, "Mom, please come here. I'm just upset and I need you." And then I remember that here I am. Or my son got a job as a firefighter, and he brought his paperwork to me to help him fill it out. And I was just thrilled that he needed me again. I like when my kids call me and just say, "Can I come over and hang out a little bit?" Yes, anytime, day or night. And on this beach trip that we're on, all of my kids are part of it. And I've had them every single day, for the most part, all day. And it has been the best thing that I have experienced in a very long time, because they are grown and they are living their own lives. And I don't know that I'll ever have them alone again. They're going to bring significant others, they're going to bring friends, and that's going to be okay. And that's going to be another epiphany, I guess. But for now, I just have a different role. I don't get them up and I don't put them to sleep, but I just sit back and wait for them to need me, and that's okay too. Thank you.